You've got equity in your home and you want to use it, maybe for a renovation to consolidate high interest debt or to fund a new business move. But then you talk to a traditional bank and suddenly it turns into a 45-day process. They want stacks of paperwork. They want a $600 appraisal. They want weeks of back and forth reviewing your tax returns, and you're stuck waiting. So here's the real question. What if you could skip the appraisal completely and get access to your money in as little as 5 days? That's exactly what we're talking about today. Hello, I am Jason, and this is the No Appraisal HELOC from Truss Financial Group. For a lot of homeowners, especially self-employed borrowers, it's honestly a game changer. Let's break it down in plain English. A HELOC, or home equity line of credit, is basically like a credit card backed by your home. Your house has value. You subtract what you still owe on your mortgage. What's left is your equity, and that equity, that's usable money. Instead of taking one big lump sum loan, a HELOC gives you a line of credit. You pull funds only when you need them, and you only pay interest on what you actually use. So if you borrow $20,000, you pay interest on $20,000, not the full limit. Super flexible, super practical. Now here's where traditional lenders slow everything down. Normally, they send an appraiser to your house. Someone schedules a visit. They walk through every room, they take photos, they measure things, then you wait and wait and wait for the report. It's slow, it's expensive, and honestly, it's a hassle nobody enjoys. Truss Financial Group does it differently. Instead of sending someone out, they use something called an AVM, an automated valuation model. That's just a fancy way of saying technology does the work. The system looks at real-time market data, recent home sales in your neighborhood, tax records, and property trends, and it calculates your home's value almost instantly. No scheduling, no strangers walking through your house, no $600 appraisal fee, just faster answers. And that creates three huge benefits. First, speed. You're not waiting on an appraiser's calendar. That alone can shave weeks off the process. Some borrowers get funded in as little as 5 days. Second, savings. No appraisal means no big upfront cost. You keep that money in your pocket. And third, privacy. Nobody needs to come into your home taking pictures or inspecting your space. Everything happens digitally. Now let's talk about who this is really for, because this isn't just built for the typical 9-to-5 employee with perfect pay stubs. Honestly, this is where we shine the most. At Truss Financial Group, we specialize in what's called non-QM, or alternative lending. All that really means is we look at the full picture of your finances, not just one or two documents. So if you've ever felt like a bank didn't really understand how you make money, this is probably going to feel very different. Let's start with self-employed borrowers and 1099 earners. Business owners, contractors, freelancers, realtors, consultants. You might be doing great financially, but because you're smart with deductions and write-offs, your tax returns look lower on paper. And traditional banks see that and say, sorry, you don't qualify, even though you clearly have the income. We don't look at it that way. Instead of relying only on tax returns, we can use your bank statements to show your real cash flow, what's actually hitting your account every month. Because that's the real story. You shouldn't be penalized for running your business the smart way. Now, maybe you're a real estate investor. You've got equity sitting inside one property, but it's stuck there. And you want to use that equity to buy another deal, renovate a rental, or move quickly when an opportunity pops up. In investing, speed matters. Waiting 45 or 60 days for a bank approval can mean losing the deal completely. That's exactly why we built this program to move fast. You tap your equity, access the funds, and keep moving. No unnecessary delays. And then there are homeowners who simply have strong equity. Maybe you've owned your home for years, maybe values in your neighborhood went up, maybe you've paid your mortgage down aggressively. If you've got 20% equity or more, you've got solid skin in the game. And when that's the case, approvals can be lightning fast. Less risk, less friction, faster funding. And here's something we're really proud of. We say yes to about 81% of the people who apply with us. Compare that to traditional banks where nearly half of applicants get denied. That's a huge difference. Our goal isn't to look for reasons to decline you. Our job is to find smart ways to approve you. So at the end of the day, this isn't some niche product for a tiny group of borrowers. It's for real people with real financial lives that don't always fit into a perfect bank box. If any of this sounds like you, you're exactly who we built this for. So at this point, you're probably wondering, okay, this sounds great, but what do I actually need to qualify? Fair question. The good news is we keep it pretty straightforward. No crazy hoops or endless paperwork. At first, let's talk credit. Generally, you'll want to score around 660 or higher. Now, the higher your score, the better your rate and terms are going to look. But you don't need perfect credit to make this work. We're not looking for a flawless 800. We're looking for solid and responsible. Next is equity. Because this is a HELOC, you do need to have some ownership built up in your home. Typically, you'll want to leave about 10 to 20% equity untouched. In many cases, we can lend up to 85, sometimes even 90% of your home's value. So if your property's worth $500,000, that could mean access to a pretty significant line of credit. And it's not just primary homes either. Yes, your main residence is the easiest and fastest, but we also work with second homes and investment properties. So whether you live there, rent it out, or use it part-time, we've got options for you. And then there's the documentation piece, which is where most people expect things to get complicated. But honestly, this is where we make life easier. For our no doc or bank statement programs, we don't need a stack of tax returns or a million forms. We're mainly looking at your recent bank deposits to verify your cash flow. That's it. Show us the money coming in consistently, and we can usually build the file around that. Simple, clean, way less stress than the traditional bank route. At the end of the day, the goal is fast access to your equity, not burying you in paperwork. Now let me walk you through the actual process. If you hate paperwork, you're going to love this. We built the entire experience to be almost completely digital. It starts with the quote, "You can check your rate and options without a hard hit to your credit score." So you're not hurting your credit just to see what you qualify for. It's quick, it's safe, and you get answers fast. Then comes verification, and this is where technology really saves time. Instead of asking you to download months of statements, scan them, and email giant PDFs, we use secure tools like Plaid to connect to your bank and verify everything instantly. It takes minutes. While that's happening, our system is already working in the background. Remember the appraisal we talked about skipping? This is where the AVM kicks in. Our system is analyzing your property value automatically using real-time market data, recent sales, neighborhood trends, tax records, all of it. So instead of waiting weeks for someone to schedule a visit, your home is basically being valued while you sleep, and when it's time to close, even that part is easier. In many states, you don't have to drive anywhere or sit in an office. You can sign your final documents with an online notary over a quick video call. 5-10 minutes done. From application to funding, it's designed to feel simple and fast, the way lending should be. Because of this tech-first approach, we've seen these HELOCs close in as little as 5 to 15 days. Look, the market is moving fast. If you're waiting 2 months for a HELOC, you might miss out on that investment property or that contractor you wanted to hire for your kitchen. Truss Financial Group has carved out a niche by being the yes lender for people with complex incomes or those who just value their time. If you want the equity without the appraisal headache, this is the first place you should look. If you want to see what your home is worth and what your rate would be, I've put a link in the description below where you can get a free, no-impact quote. Thanks for watching. If this was helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more ways to make your home equity work for you. See you in the next one.